it takes like a little while, so it'll just like it's recording now, but I'll just start and then just go off of it. So don't care about what the screen says.
Okay.
All right. What's up, guys, and welcome to Dem Boyz. This is a Dallas Cowboys fan podcast. I'm Joe Valle, and I'm here with my co-host Shane Carter.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
If this is your first time, which it is because it's the first episode, Dem Boyz is a weekly podcast dedicated to the news and rumors of all things America's team. So we'll start off this week by talking about the latest news. Rolando McClain returns to practice. What do you think, Shane?
Well, we need a Rolando McClain, especially because last year, while the defense didn't put up great numbers, it was much improved. And Rolando McClain may have been the most valuable player of that defense. They desperately needed him on the field when they could.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're talking about a guy who was a first-round pick with the Oakland Raiders, 8th overall, and I think he retired twice. And the Cowboys essentially gave up nothing for the guy. And he ended up being a Pro Bowl alternate last year. He was a great fill-in for Sean Lee. And theoretically, every Cowboys fan is thinking, okay, we have a McClain in the middle, we have Lee on the outside, and Hitchens on the outside also. That's a great linebacker core, but it only works if all three are there.
That's true.
Now the McClain's there.
They all got to be healthy.
Yeah, now the McClain's there. We have a great overall linebacking core.
Yeah, last year he was a savior pretty much. Although Murray was pretty much our team MVP, without Rolando, nothing could have been possible without him. He pretty much, was he was the captain of defense basically. He took over Sean's role, and I think he was even better than him. He did pretty much everything for us. And with Sean on the field and Rolando and Hitchens, like you're saying, the way he played last year, our defense is just set to wreak havoc everywhere.
And you don't want to diminish the accomplishments and the productivity of guys like Scandrick and Wilcox and Mincy and Crawford. Like, those guys stepped up big, especially Wilcox, who I did not see that coming from at all. He was healthy all year. He played great. But McClain, he did something that most players will not be able to do, and that was replace Sean Lee in the biggest way possible, and he did. So they needed him.
Yeah, pretty much. Another big news, or in the news, Dez Bryant is still absent from minicamp. When is he going to turn up? He's kind of, he doesn't want to play because he wants to get paid, basically. To me, I think he deserves to get paid. I understand why Jerry Jones isn't doing it. I mean, he pretty much let DeMarco walk to the rival Eagles because he just didn't want to pay him, which I understand. I mean, I don't think he was worth that much anyways. He kind of deserved it from what he did last season, but it was way too much money. So I think it's smart what the Cowboys are doing right now, but we got to get it under control, and we got to keep Dez in our lineup.
I agree with you on 2 points, and that is that Dez deserves the money, and they need to keep him in the lineup. As far as DeMarco Murray goes, I thought not only did he deserve a pay raise, I thought it was ridiculous that we didn't keep him in the first place. And I hate that every fan has this idea of, oh, we have the best offensive line of football. We have all these Pro Bowlers and a new guy, Leo Collins, who we'll talk about later. So we can put anybody back there and be a 1,000-yard rusher. DeMarco Murray was special. He was a great pass blocker. He could receive catches. He broke tackles. He was pretty damn fast. There's a reason he was the offensive MVP of the NFL last year. Not the overall MVP, but the offensive player of the year, I believe.
Yeah.
As far as Dez Bryant goes, he was a top 5 receiver. I can make the argument he may have been the best receiver last year overall. Better than Megatron, better than Megatron, better than AJ Green, but the only one that could probably beat me at that one might be Antonio Brown. And Giants fans are going to say Odell Beckham, but forget the Giants fans.
Yeah, Dez is a touchdown machine.
Dez deserves his money. Dez deserves this money.
He puts asses in the seats. He sells jerseys. He wins games basically. He puts the team on his back. He made that catch.
He wears number 88.
Yeah.
There's a reason he wears number 88 because he is the closest thing this team has come to Michael Irvin since Michael Irvin left. He is the vocal leader and the production leader of the offense now. Now that Murray's gone, he is the overall leader of that offense, along with Jason Witten. This guy is a superstar, and you don't say that a whole lot about players unless it's true. And this guy is a superstar. 2 straight Pro Bowls. He's an All-Pro player. This guy is ridiculously good, and Cowboys fans are willing to let him walk because they don't want to pay him that money. And I know Cowboys fans. I've seen people say this. I've seen people say this online. How Oh, they're paying him $12,400,000 this year on the franchise tag. That's great and all that, but none of it's guaranteed. With a
True.
contract, he can have guaranteed money because one hit and your career is over.
Yeah, I mean that's basically what it is. I mean, it's partly that his agent just wants to get paid, but I mean, he can't just be on these one contract years. You can't just franchise tag him all the time. I mean, look at what happened to Jimmy Graham. He just kind of left. Now he got paid.
They traded Jimmy Graham.
That's true, but it's because they didn't want to deal with that.
Yeah, and I thought that was a mistake also.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb, but I don't know. It kind of makes Seattle kind of a giant powerhouse now, but we'll see. We'll see what happens with them.
I hate it whenever teams are willing to let star players go that deserve that money when they have the money to pay them, just because they want to kind of negotiate a little bit more. And I don't know if they can get something done by the July 15th deadline.
Yeah, I don't think it will. Do you think he's going to skip out on the first game, like some reports have said?
I don't think that's true. I think that's a negotiation tactic. Players and owners will say all kinds of things just to get the public on their side and try and flare things up to sort of pressure them into coming to camp or playing in order to end negotiations. I think when it comes down to this, Des Bryant wants to be a Cowboy. He does want to be a Cowboy. He grew up in the Dallas area. He went to DeSoto High School. He was a Cowboy in college.
Yeah, that's State. True. Yeah.
This guy is blue and silver, but we need to keep him around. It would be stupid to let him go because we don't want to pay him his money when we have the money to pay him. We do. We have the money to pay him. Yeah,
that's true. I don't think the rumor's true. He has too much fire in him. He's going to play no matter what, even if his agent doesn't want him to. I think he cares too much about the team. We're so close to a championship that it'd be so dumb to just let money get in the way. I think if he wins as a championship, if he gets the game-winning touchdown, Jerry's gonna pay him out the wazoo. So that's all he's got to do. Just score touchdowns and you're
a Super Bowl game-winning touchdown wouldn't give you a contract extension. I mean, David Tyree caught a catch off his head to help the Giants win the Super Bowl against the Patriots, but he retired like a couple seasons later. But
that's true. But he wasn't.
But if he's one of the reasons why they're there, then yes, pay him the money. I mean, he's definitely a top 5 receiver. In my mind, he's a top 3 receiver. Hell,
he's probably top 2. I mean, I'd pick Megatron, and then
everyone's going to go to Megatron. It's easier. It's easier to pick Megatron.
Why would you pick anyone else? Antonio Brown, maybe, but I mean, he has Big Ben.
Antonio Brown is probably faster than Des Bryant, to his credit.
He is, but can he do what Des Bryant does? Des can truck. Catches. Yeah, Des can truck people like a running back.
When I see him on the field, he looks like a tight end at times. He's that big. Crazy. Yeah, so anyway. They pay him his money. And when the words of Jerry Maguire, show me the money, or in this case, show him the money, or he'll show you the door.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. So we finally signed, or the Cowboys finally signed their first-round draft pick, Byron Jones. Mm-hmm. What do you think of the overall draft class? Do you think it was a good draft? Me, personally, I think it was A+. Honestly, it was kind of boring. There wasn't anything flashy other than Randy Gregory, but it's exactly what we needed.
Well, in terms of the draft overall, yeah, you're probably right as far as other than Gregory, wasn't very sexy. But if you throw in some of these free agents that they got that some people thought should have been drafted, like La'el Collins, mm-hmm. then it definitely improves it. However, La'el Collins wasn't drafted; he was a free agent.
True, but he counts. He's a rookie. He counts.
I actually watched most of the draft, and I was upset. I'm screaming at my TV saying, "Pick this guy! Pick this guy!" Yeah. I'm not talking about the first 2 rounds. I'm talking about 3 through 7. Mm-hmm. But the Cowboys have a chance to grab a player that I wanted them to get. They didn't do it.
I think we missed out on some running backs. Like we could have gotten one.
The one I wanted was T.J. Yeldon. I wanted him bad.
Yeah, me too.
He was gone.
I was hoping for the 3rd round, but it didn't happen.
That wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Some people I know wanted Jay Ajayi because he's from the Dallas area, and I mean I guess it would have fit. I was so set on T.J. Yeldon, he was gone. Another player I wanted them to get was Michael Bennett, the defensive tackle out of Ohio State.
That would have been nice.
And he went in the 6th or 7th round, and I just could not believe they didn't grab him. Yeah. I wanted them to get Ifo Ekpre Alamalu, the all-star cornerback from Oregon who hurt his knee, then and lowered his draft stock. So they could have gotten him for pennies. They could have gotten some of these great guys. I think that as far as like who they drafted, people are always gonna look at the first 2 rounds and who they got it. You think that maybe the Chaz Green pick in round number 3 was worthless now that because they got Leo Collins?
I don't think it's worthless. It's always good to have depth. I mean, now we have insane depth like never before. I mean, I remember a couple years ago where we had to just pick, random people off the streets to play offensive line for us.
Well, yeah, but I mean, those people knew who they were. When you're coming out of college, it's not always the same game. If you get a veteran, you know what they can do.
True, but it's still nice to have that depth. But I do think it's not worthless. It's nice to have, but
do you think
I don't think the Cowboys like assumed that he was going to be there anyway. So,
one pick that they got in the 5th round, they got Ryan Russell, the defensive end out of Purdue. This big dude, 6'5", 280, and I saw him play a little bit at Purdue, not like a whole lot. But you look at this guy, and on paper he looks like an athletic freak of nature. But there's a reason he went 5th overall and not in the top 2 rounds. He's not very fast off the ball, and so I like to see them do what they did with Jay Ratliff and switch him to nose tackle, the big tall dude at nose tackle.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how effective he would be, but I know that Ben Gardner, the guy they drafted out of Stanford last year, is making heads turn at camp, and so he might say, instead of being the 6th or 7th defensive end, maybe I can be the 1st or 2nd nose tackle. Yeah, because I'm really, other than they have Nick Hayden, they have Ken Bishop, they have Devon Coleman. I mean, their nose tackle is probably the weak point of this defense right now.
Yeah, it kind of is, but luckily we've got a pretty good linebacking core. So if something gets through, we're pretty good.
And for once we have depth at the linebacking core.
Yep, we have so many linebackers, and I mean Byron Jones might even play safety, so you could put him in the box.
Yep. Well, would you rather play safety or would you rather play cornerback?
Well, it just kind of depends on what goes down with the starting corners right now. But I wouldn't mind them either way. But who are we gonna have at safety? So it'd be Wilcox
right now, and Church.
Yeah, so it'd be Church and Jones, presumably.
I'd rather keep Wilcox in the secondary. He was great last year. He blew expectations.
Yeah,
I'd rather have him. I mean, with all due respect to Barry Church, who I thought improved last year, I still think that Wilcox is the preferred safety if you had to keep one back there. Byron Jones is enough of an athlete to play safety or cornerback. I'd rather play cornerback though. I would.
I mean, he's a freak. He's basically like Des Bryant, but the cornerback equivalent.
Because Skandrick's going to be covering the slot more than likely. He's a great slot corner. But that means your outside corners are Brandon Carr, who's and
he still got it.
And Morris Claiborne.
Yeah, the Claiborne is still kind of iffy on me. I think we gotta get rid of. Why do we still have him?
Fans are tired with the guy. Like, this is his last season to prove it. I'd rather keep Byron Jones as a cornerback. I think that's more of a need. But if one of the safeties goes down, at least we have him back there as a safety.
That's true. Now, one rookie that I want to talk about though. Help me pronounce his name. Jeff Schwam.
Jeff Schwam.
Jeff Schwam. Okay, Schwam. Schwam.
Schwam.
So what's up with getting a late round tight end? Like, does that mean Gavin Escobar is just not doing anything? Because we barely use him. I feel like James Hanna is pretty much the second tight end.
Well, Jeff Swain was more of a blocking tight end than he was a receiving threat. So I think if anything, he'd be used more on special teams than anything else. And it might just been one of those best player available type things.
Yeah, I guess.
But it's interesting because they traded to get back into the draft in order to pick this guy.
Maybe they see something in him.
I mean, maybe. I know Escobar isn't as good as a blocker as Hanna is, but Hanna is not the receiver that Escobar is. Yeah. It could be to add competition on there because for one thing, there's no way they're getting rid of Jason Witten. They're not letting him go.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I guess we just used Hanna more often last year just because we ran the ball so much. So I don't know. Maybe that's it.
You think this running back? Right now the Cowboys have technically 4 signed running backs. That could change
Yes.
come. You have Joseph Randall, Darren McFadden, Lance Dunbar, Ryan Williams, and you have all these other undrafted guys.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think who would you say is the favorite to start game 1 right now?
I think I'm gonna go with Randall just because I think he has the most talent. Even last year, you saw sparks of it. Yeah, he wasn't like Murray, running. How many times did he run per game? Like 30. So
It was a
30
lot.
attempts. He was pretty much gassed by the end of the game, and Randall comes in and just gets like 50-yard runs and stuff. I doubt he'll do that all the time.
I like
because,
those.
yeah, they're nice, but he's not going to do that all the time. But he definitely has speed. So the offensive line's going to open holes. He can just dart through them really easily. I'm really excited to see what Ryan Williams does. I think he can bring a lot to the table. I have more expectations from him than Darren McFadden because McFadden's already hurt. And then my boy Lance Dunbar, this is his moment to shine. This is his moment to take the starting job, but I don't think he's going to do it. I think Randall just has too much talent, and then Ryan Williams, he's just going to get some nice flashes in preseason games, and he's going to get like the second job. So what do you think?
Well, I agree. Randall should be the starter for a couple of reasons. One, he is healthier than Darren McFadden. Two, he's been in the Cowboy system longer. Three, you're right. With this offensive line and his burst of speed, he was able to get about a 7-yard per carry average, but that's kind of a skew because he didn't carry the ball, as much as Murray. Mm-hmm. But you're right. His speed is ridiculous. The guy's like 5'10", 5'11", 200 pounds, which isn't big, but it works for him because he can shift all over the place.
True.
Lance Dunbar is not going to be the starter, but he can be like a Darren McFadden type. Coming to be a specialist. He's definitely fast. He might be the fastest guy on the offense.
Yeah, I don't know. I like Lance. I love watching him. I always root for him, but
Let me ask you a question now.
Okay.
The Cowboys right now, they have 4 for sure guys at the wide receiver position as of right now. They have Des Bryant. They have Terrence Williams. Your guy, Cole Beasley.
Oh yeah.
And Devin Street. That's the 4 receivers. Now, going into the season, you want about 5 or 6 guys on the roster, and they got a bunch of rookie free agents. My favorite going in would be Antoine Goodley out of Baylor, but if you were to get 1 or 2 of these guys that they have, who would you get? My preference would be Antoine Goodley. Put him as a slot receiver because he's about 5'10", 190 pounds, not very big, but very, very, very fast. And get Lucky Whitehead out of Florida Atlantic. Keep him as a 6 receiver, but really make him more the return guy that everyone knows him to be.
Yes. Well, I like Goodley. As a Red Raider, I saw him a lot at Baylor.
Oh, we saw him too much.
Oh yeah, way too much. He had way too much success. I think he's going to perform really well. I don't know. I don't have a lot of expectations for them.
And Baylor has a history recently of putting out good professional receivers. You got Josh Gordon.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Terrence Williams.
Yeah, T. Wilt.
Yeah, so there's no reason why he can't be successful. I have him as a slot, obviously, though. He's not very big, but he's fast.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of expectations for them, but the dude that I do think is going to have a breakout year, kind of like I think Cole Beasley kind of had a breakout year.
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
I think Devin Street is going to be amazing. Sleeper fantasy pick. He's going to score a couple touchdowns. Like if you can't find a good receiver, pick up Devin Street. He's going to score you some touchdowns.
I'll make a prediction for you. I think he will be improved from his 2 catches, 15 yards of production last year.
Did you see him in the preseason? He was amazing.
Oh, he was great. He was definitely worth the pick. There's no doubt he should be on the team, and he's definitely the 4th receiver. It's just I don't know, like you want to tell guys to get him as a fantasy option. Once
there's like no one left, everyone's hurt, and you're like, I need something. Just put him at your flex.
Wouldn't they go after Beasley first?
Well, assuming Beasley's not there anymore, because Beasley went like. I don't think anyone drafted him, but he was gone by like the first 2 games. Someone always had him.
Well, that's because it's good to have a security blanket, and Romo and Beasley have got a good rapport going on.
And now that Romo's even healthier, I think we're going to go back to like some spread, and we're just going to throw the ball everywhere.
I don't want them to. I want them to stick to the same offense that they had success with last year.
Yeah, me too, but Callahan, he can't resist. He cannot resist it.
I know he can't, but why mess with success?
That's true.
One more thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like one more thing I wanted to ask you was Leo Collins.
Yes.
Once the cloud of his off the field issues turned out to be nothing. He wasn't the father of the child. He had nothing to do with the murder. He wasn't even a suspect. So he was undrafted for no reason. Becomes a
Yes.
Cowboy, and the Cowboys get him for pennies. He got
He was a steal.
$666,000 a year. Yeah,
The steal of the draft.
3 years, 1.2 mil as a rookie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's played both some left guard with Ronald Leary and some right tackle with Doug Free. Now I thought Ronald Leary, who was also undrafted, has played up the standards to go along with his All-Pro co-offensive lineman.
Yep.
But Doug Free is the captain on the right side. So but Ronald Leary is younger in age and more healthy. Where would you, if you could pick, would you put him at left guard or right tackle, assuming Leo Collins was better than both of those guys?
Real quick,
speculation.
Isn't Doug Freese out right now?
I don't think so. I know that some days.
Or is he limited or something?
I know some days that Collins will go in at both left guard and right tackle, but I don't believe Doug Free is hurt at all.
Okay.
He did have problems last year, but he's gone through the rehabbing process, and like Sean Lee, he's 100% clear, and everything's good to go from there. But I'm asking, which one would you rather see him play, assuming he's better than both of those guys?
Okay. Yeah. I'd rather him be at right tackle just because I like Leary where he's at. He's young, like you said. If he had to start this season, I don't see why he needs to start. It would be at right tackle just because Free's getting old. Free is much improved. I used to hate the guy. I mean, he was false starts out the ass all the time. He was terrible. He let people just run around him. But I mean, now he's pretty good. I mean, like you said, he's basically the leader. He's the oldest dude. So he deserves the spot. He's the captain of the O-line, even though Zach Martin's pretty good too. But well,
as far as Leo Collins,
no,
Leary,
no, our left tackle,
Tyron Smith.
Yeah, Tyron. Sorry, Tyron.
He's not being benched, so don't even go there.
No way. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine Tyron on the left and Collins on the right. Like, that's crazy. It's a great wall.
You remember every Cowboys fan knows about the Doomsday D. Well, the Doomsday D might become the Doomsday O line.
Yep, very true.
We
might get the Doomsday defense anyway with Greg Hardy and Gregory Jones. So.
Man, that pass rush improved so
like in a couple weeks. It's crazy.
In a span of weeks, they sign Hardy, they draft Gregory. They got Ben Gardner cleared, and he was great at Stanford, and now he's a Cowboy, like healthy. And they switched Mincy to play some nose tackle, which could fill a huge hole. Like Mincy was a great defensive end, but he could play nose tackle. Putting Mincy and Crawford at the defensive tackles, and assuming Hardy's suspension is still 10 games, you still have Lawrence and you still have Greger on the outside, and theoretically that's a pretty badass defensive line.
Oh yeah. All right, so the last topic we're going to talk about today, we're going to do a quick rundown on the season. We're going to skip the preseason because that doesn't matter.
Right. And
we're just going to make quick predictions, just win, loss, maybe a small reason why, just to see how both of us think the season's going to go.
Okay.
And then that'll wrap it up. So let's start off with the first game, September 13th, Sunday Night Football, New York Giants at AT&T Stadium. Who you got?
Remember, before we do this, we have to let everyone know that we're going to be as unbiased as possible.
Well, yeah, definitely. I mean,
but I can't resist. I can't resist picking the Cowboys in this game just because of all the questions on the New York Giants, especially on that offensive line. Like the Cowboys pass rush may have been 28th last year, but if that offensive line doesn't improve, even though it should have with that first pick they got, then we could see some pretty early success.
Remember what happened last season, our opener against the 49ers?
Yeah.
Flip that with the Giants. Cowboys wreck. All right, week 2. Like that's it. I mean, the Giants are trash right now.
Right. Okay.
Not biased. Giants are trash.
Well, I mean, their receiving core is pretty good.
Next game is very interesting. Week 2 at Eagles. That's our first loss.
Well, the Cowboys were the road warriors last year, and I just don't trust Sam Bradford as the quarterback. Their running game is probably the best in the NFL, and they had an underrated defense. I have all kinds of respect for a lot of those guys, but their quarterback situation is such a question mark right now that until I see something different, like right now, I think the Cowboys will win that game, but I don't disrespect the Eagles in that sense.
All right. Again, I think that's going to be our first loss. Very early. Early season jitters. It's just stuff happens. They're a rival. I don't trust the quarterback position either. I mean, Bradford. I don't trust any position other than, I guess they receive. Nothing. Like, they have nothing.
They have a lot of running backs.
That's true, but
they have Murray, they have Matthews, they have Sproles.
That's true, but the reason I say they don't have anything because, if Murray's hurt, they'll still have Ryan Matthews, but he's no DeMarco Murray. So I'm not hoping for any ill will on them.
No.
But that'd be crazy. Murray and Bradford both injury prone. You never know.
It's the Oklahoma curse.
Anyways, yeah, we can get a Lil B. I hope one of them do their cooking dance and get Lil B's curse on them. I love you, Lil B. All right. Don't put a curse on us, please. Week 3, back in Arlington, against the Atlanta Falcons. Easy win, kind of hard win, tough win.
Well, unless that defense just increases exponentially thanks to Vic Beasley, who was one of my favorite players in the draft, I don't see much defensive improvement on that team. However, I do like the Falcons receiving core. You obviously have White and Julio Jones on the outside.
Fun game to watch.
Yeah, but they have a slot receiver in Justin Hardy, who out of East Carolina, who I liked when I told you about the day of the draft, who I wanted the Cowboys to grab if they could. Yep. So the receiving core is pretty good. The running game is something to question because I know Tavon Coleman is the running back, but rookie running backs are always a question mark to me because that's one of the hardest positions to play coming out of college. So we can't assume any early success. So I'm guessing I'm gonna go with the Cowboys in that one.
Okay. Following game, another Sunday Night Football at Nolans.
2 years ago the Cowboys got smacked by Nolans in prime time. Last year the Cowboys smacked Nolans. Nola. They got no love, and Nola got nothing, and they smacked them back.
Yep.
It seems like every year is kind of a flip flop.
Well, they're missing one of their pretty boys.
Jimmy Graham?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are. But they definitely improved at the center position with Max Unger. They still have Drew Brees.
Yeah. The running game is crazy.
They still Mark Ingram, who was a great improvement last year, one of the most improved players last year.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense, the defense wasn't very good last year. So this one's kind of a toss up. Just out of respect for the New Orleans home base that I have, I'm gonna say right now, until something changes, I'll say the Saints wins that one.
Okay, I got the boys. So as of week 4, I have them at 3-1. You are also at 3-1.
Mm-hmm. We just have differences. We have differences in when they lose.
Okay. Pretty good start to the season.
It's unreasonable. I think they're going to go 16-0. It'd be nice.
It could happen. Anyways, following game, week 5, Patriots come. The New England Cheetahs come to
stop. That's first of all, the Deflategate's an absolutely ridiculous and arbitrary reason to hate the Patriots.
I don't hate them.
The football didn't cost the Colts to lose by 38 points. Yeah, the football being flattened had nothing to do with the Colts laying a goose egg, or almost a goose egg, and losing by 38 points.
Yeah.
So I think first of all, I think the Patriots earned that Super Bowl and everything else. And I think the suspension was ridiculous. But that being said, Tom Brady won't be playing this game, and that's the big question mark.
Yep.
Jimmy Garoppolo has shown some promise. They like Jimmy Garoppolo, but we don't know much about him.
True.
That's why I think the Cowboys. I'd be a safe pick right now with the Cowboys to win that game.
If we lose this game,
don't sleep on Belichick.
I mean, that's true, but I don't know. If we lose this game, like, pretty much just plan for them to run the whole game, and that's it. Play man. We're good.
So who do you got?
Oh, Cowboys. Easy. If we lose that game, that's just stupid.
Unless Garoppolo comes out like Aaron Rodgers or Steve Young.
He could. That'd be the worst day ever, but I hope not. I'm going to try and go to that game. That'd be cool. All right, so that's a bye week. So week 7, we head back to the Meadowlands, or head to the Meadowlands for the first time in the season. Only time. Only time in the season. Yeah, we'll win again. Giants over Giants.
Yeah,
I don't see.
Yeah, I got the Cowboys.
Yeah. All right. Next, this one's going to be interesting. Week 8.
Last year, actually the last 2 years, the Seahawks have had one weakness, and that was the receiving core. But now they got your boy out of Kansas State, Tyler Lockett.
Oh yeah.
They got Jimmy Graham at the tight end. They still have Doug Baldwin, who I thought was an underrated weapon that the Seahawks had. And they had the Super Bowl hero, who I can't remember his name, but he was a great receiver for that game. And they're assuming good things out of him.
Curse?
No, it doesn't matter.
Oh, it was that random guy, right? It was his only catch. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't remember his name either, but I love you.
I don't know, man.
I love you, Cowboys. I'm picking Seattle.
Yeah. As much as I want us to win,
so do I.
We beat them down at their house.
Oh yeah, the score did not show how far apart that game was, but one of the reasons was DeMarco Murray, and he's not there anymore. Yeah.
If you have Russell Wilson, start him that game. Seattle wins. Week 9. Eagles come to Dallas for another Sunday night football game. That's 3.
Yeah, they love putting the boys in prime time, don't they? And they actually have a couple other prime time games later on in the year too. Yeah. The Cowboys actually have had pretty good success against the Eagles in prime time. So I'm gonna say Cowboys.
Cool. Me too. They come back. DeMarco gets booed out the building. Cowboys.
I feel bad.
Although it's not fair,
It's not fair because he gave him everything, and the Cowboys didn't give him enough money.
That's too much money.
You work for a company. You work for a company, and you say you want money. They won't give you the money, or they'll give you some, but not all.
Well, how about you work for a company, and they give you a bunch of money, and you retire in 2 years. Like, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Well, if he would have, I don't know. I guess if he gave us a Super Bowl, it'd be worth it. But
well, I was saying, like, you work as a fry cook for McDonald's. You get paid $10 an hour. Work there for like 2 years. You want to raise up to $15. They don't give it to you. Burger King comes in, recruits you. Burger King, and they say we'll give you 17. And they say we'll give you $17 an hour. There's no as much as they may love McDonald's, money talks. So I had no issue with DeMarco leaving. I had issue with the Cowboys letting him go so easily, and DeMarco saying that he had a better chance of winning a Super Bowl in Philadelphia as opposed to Dallas. Which you take away DeMarco Murray, which roster is better?
If you take away DeMarco, even with DeMarco, the Cowboys. Wait, that makes no sense. No, yeah, it does.
I'm saying you take away DeMarco from both rosters. You look at both teams. Which one is more ready to go to the Super Bowl?
Oh yeah, the Cowboys, obviously.
All right, what's next?
Week 10, a noon game at the Buccaneers.
Cowboys next.
All right. Week 11.
Sorry, Jameis, you're a rookie.
At Dolphins, we lose.
This one's tough. The East is always tough to play in.
We lose. That's the surprise game. There, everyone's like, "What?" Now, like, Tannehill's got something.
I thought Tannehill was underrated in the draft that he got drafted in, and
I didn't
yeah,
believe until last year.
yeah. I tried to talk. I remember years ago I tried to talk you into Tannehill, and you thought I
Yeah,
was
I didn't
being
believe.
stupid. Oh, this one's tough. I mean, the Dolphins' defense right away is better than the Cowboys, so just on that, I'll go with the Dolphins right now, unless Sue gets injured.
Yeah, that's true.
They also have Cameron Wake, and they also have Cameron Wake. So
Yeah. Okay. Week 12, Thursday night. Is that Thanksgiving? I think so.
I guess the Panthers.
Carolina. Another toss up. I don't know.
Mm,
Well, their defense is kind of like.
their defense is great,
Uh,
but here's the thing: the Cowboys have had success against the Panthers. It really didn't matter who the quarterback was,
yeah.
and
But
also
the
the running
question
back.
is, will the Panthers score?
Because last time, like almost no one scored.
Yeah.
You know,
If the
at least
Panthers can score like 3 touchdowns, they win.
at least to the Panthers' credit, at least this time they have a receiving core. They got Calvin Benjamin, who I loved last year.
Yeah. Fantasy sleeper.
They have Greg Olson, fantasy sleeper. I drafted him. I drafted him when I was in all my leagues, and and people thought it was ridiculous. And of course, you got Devin Funches, who's another big, tall receiver.
Yep.
But I'm going with the Cowboys because they just know they know Carolina. They know them.
Yeah. Barely, but I picked the Cowboys. Week
Okay,
13, Monday Night Football at Redskins.
Cowboys
Now we're gonna choke. We always choke at prime time against the Redskins. I don't know what's gonna happen.
Against RG3.
Every time. Following week.
Tell you what. If Colt McCoy is the quarterback, I might change the vote.
He probably will be by that time, by that point.
I say they win.
Okay. Week 14 at Green Bay.
See, I feel like that's gonna be too much of a revenge game. I'm gonna say Packers right now.
No. The boys are taking over the Cheeseheads. We bring it in
So
the Raiders.
So Dez caught it.
Yeah, he caught it. That's
We don't
such
have
a
to
stupid rule. Anyways,
Let's not get into that.
we're going too long with this. Saturday night football because college football doesn't matter. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter by December 19th.
Yeah,
anyway.
that's the bowl season coming up.
New York Jets.
Cowboys.
Right.
You expect me to think Geno Smith's gonna be a difference maker?
No, not really.
Even with all the weapons he has and that good defense.
No.
Nope.
No.
Sorry, Jace. Guns up.
Yeah. Okay, week 16 at Buffalo.
Buffalo's much improved, but like the Jets, the quarterback is the question mark. And that's why the Cowboys, even though they're going up against a team which may have more overall talent, well, Cowboys will probably win that game.
As much as it hurts me, I believe in EJ Manuel. Bills win. Okay, last game, week 17, Redskins at Washington. No, at Dallas, sorry. Cowboys close out the game.
What do you think?
Close out the season. Yeah, easy win. Easy win. It's not prime time. It's not in Washington. We're good.
It's always the second game against the Redskins that they seem to win.
Yeah, because they messed up in the first one really, really terribly. Okay, so let's go back.
My final tally is the Cowboys have 12 wins and 4 losses.
1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think I had 12 and 4 too.
Which I'd be fine with.
It's either 12 and 4 or 11 and 5. Let me see. I can't do math.
Yeah, you really can't.
I'll edit this out. Don't worry. Yeah, it was 12 and 4. Cool. So we win the division, right?
I mean,
maybe
unless another team gets 13 wins after we get 12, which is highly unlikely.
Yeah, because at most we split the series with everybody, right?
Mm-hmm. Is that it?
Yeah, hold up. I'm thinking of an outro. I didn't think of an outro.
Thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week.
All right. Well, thanks, guys. That wraps up episode 1 of Dem Boyz, a Dallas Cowboys podcast. You can follow us on Twitter at Dem Boyz Podcast. That's DEMBOYZ podcast. I'm Joe. That's Shane. Catch us back here next week. And thanks for listening. Bye-bye.